All right. So now I want to talk about uh, the six forms, the six styles of fighting that you must know. And the reason why I choose these six styles because they're the closest to a real fighting. They're the closest to real fighting. All right, and that is so there's six styles within, but they all separate in three style groups. So or three forms. So the first form, fighting style, that's fighting on your feet. Knowing how to fight on your feet. Okay, and that consists of boxing, Muay Thai, and kickboxing. Those three right there are the best forms of fighting on your feet because they're the closest to a real fight. You know, those are the closest to a real fight. If I was to say which one should I choose first, if you was to ask me, which one should I choose first? Which one should I start with? Anyone. I would say at a boxing gym is easier to find, like, you know, real thoroughbreds there. You're really gonna find real fighters. It's because I've been to all kinds of gyms, and in boxing gyms you find it's more likely you'll find a place where people are trying to fight their way out of the hood or fight their way out of poverty. That's where you want to go and get your training at. But you could go anywhere, really. You know, you can start anywhere, whether boxing, Muay Thai, or kickboxing. Muay Thai, I would say you get a little bit more into it because in Muay Thai you're using your elbows, you're using your knees. There's clinches, you know, and there's all kinds of like kicks that come in Muay Thai. As a matter of fact, the Muay Thai low kick from the rear leg, that kick right there, that's like equivalent to the jab. You know, that is mandatory to know. Mandatory. So yeah, it doesn't matter which one you get, but you will be wise to learn more than one. I would say boxing and Muay Thai. You know, boxing and Muay Thai. Get those two in. You know, get those in. But fighting on your feet, the best ones are boxing, kickboxing, and Muay Thai. That's fighting on your feet. That's the form one. That's form one in that group. The second group is takedowns. Takedowns. That's the next thing you want to have under your belt is learning how to take downs. Now, takedowns is just, you know, grabbing someone and slamming them to the ground. You know, or somebody grabbing you and you flipping them over. It's taking somebody down to the ground. That's a takedown. Those are takedowns. And the best forms of takedowns is wrestling and jiu-jitsu. I mean, no, not jiu-jitsu. Wrestling, there are takedowns in jiu-jitsu, but wrestling and judo. Judo, okay? Judo is so, it's like, okay, so wrestling, the difference between wrestling and judo, wrestling is like the basics. It's like basic compared to judo. Judo has a whole lot more. You know, it's like way more takedowns when it comes to taking people down to the ground. You got neck collar takedowns. You got all kinds of takedowns when it comes to judo. Wrestling is good enough, but judo is like wrestling on steroids when it comes to takedowns. So you can't lose with either one. It's best that you learn both if you can, but if you're going to choose one, I would say start off with judo. Start off with judo because it's a lot more that comes with that. But wrestling, judo, doesn't matter. You'll be on your way. And then the last one, the final group, is groundwork. And the best forms of groundwork, again, is wrestling and jiu-jitsu. Now, the difference between wrestling and jiu-jitsu is the same thing between wrestling and judo. Jiu-jitsu is like wrestling on steroids. It's just like way more. way more positions to learn from, way more moves, arm bars, you know, kimuras, Americanas, guillotine chokes, you know, all kinds of different rear naked, all kinds of chokes, you know, all kinds of, you know, work that goes on with being in jiu-jitsu. As a matter of fact, jiu-jitsu is so good, right? Especially for women who are trained in jiu-jitsu are highly dangerous. Unless you're a man who knows jiu-jitsu, and if you're just some regular guy, even if you're a big guy, oh, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. Every woman should know jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu is incredible. Out of all of them that I've learned, that is probably my most favorite, because it's the one you could do until the day you die. You know, there's 80-year-old, 90-year-old people still training, you know, still teaching. They still rolling. Oh, rolling, by the way, in jiu-jitsu it's like sparring. Okay? A wonderful, wonderful, wonderful sport. I love it. I love it till this day. So, yes, if a woman knows jiu-jitsu, just know that you are better than the average guy out there. And it's especially good for like sexual assault situations. So if somebody tries to get you, whether from the back or try to mount you or whatever, he think he has you, but you got him. Same thing with the fellas too. It's like, okay, so you know how to fight on your feet, you know what I'm saying? And you get into a confrontation with a big guy, somebody bigger than you, and you know, like, all right, I'm a dodge, because if you're fighting someone in the street, you don't want to dance with you. You know, the things I teach is like, I'm not going to teach you to dance with anybody and try to be fancy. You're not dancing. You're trying to take them down right away, immediately. So you're fighting a big person, right? And what I would tell you to do is just, because what I specialize in is defense. Okay? Knowing how to see attacks coming, knowing how to get out of headlocks and all that stuff. That's what I specialize in. Because it's the worst case situation. You know, what if you get caught in the headlock? You got to get choked out. How would you get out? If you're dazed, you know, and you feel like you're about to get knocked out, how would you dodge and escape each punch? You know, so that's why I learned that from Floyd Mayweather, who's undefeated. So let's say you're fighting a bigger person, right? And you already doing what you're supposed to do, which is the best thing to do, is just dodge everything, block everything, let all that energy run out. Okay? And what that person is going to do, because they know they can't hit you and they're bigger than you, they're going to try to grab you and overpower you. And he may think that, oh, I got the advantage now, I just grabbed you. Wrong. What the survey says, wrong. You're in a bad neighborhood. When it comes to somebody in jiu-jitsu or even wrestling, bad neighborhood. Because now it's even worse. You just put yourself in a way worse situation. You know, because now, you know, that's what a jiu-jitsu person wants. That's what a wrestler wants, is to get a hold of you. And once he does, you know, he's going to take you down. He's going to choke you out. He's going to break an arm. He's going to take one of your arms. He's going to take your leg. If he's really messed up, bro, you won't be able to walk ever again, the same again. You won't be able to use your arm ever again. I can take away all your limbs if I want to and do permanent damage where you would never be the same again. If you play basketball, say goodbye to basketball. You know, if you play any type of sport, say goodbye to it. You know, if you need your arms or your legs to do anything, any like real hard work, say goodbye to it, because, you know, you're dealing with the wrong one. All right, that's how powerful jiu-jitsu is. You know, that's how powerful it is. You know, so yes, if you want, you could go online right now. I would suggest you, if you just to validate what I'm saying and confirm what I'm saying, go online. There's a litany of stories of women taking down men who know jujitsu. You know, a litany of them, so much of them. And there's so much videos of guys going to big, buff, strong, weightlifting, intimidating Terry Crews, Brock Lesnar looking type dudes, you know, coming to the gym, and they start rolling, and they mess with it. Even white belts, you know, which is the lowest belt, even white belts be submitting them, taking them out, wearing them out. You know what I'm saying? That's how powerful it is, you know. So you really level the playing field. Not even level the playing field, you really like got some problems if you come to a person who knows jiu-jitsu and boxing or Muay Thai and wrestling. You know what I'm saying? You're in trouble. You know, so yeah, I just want to get that out the way. So the 6 styles that's closest to a real fight is boxing, Muay Thai, kickboxing, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, and judo. Those are the 6 styles. They're the closest to a real fight. All right. There's other things like that you can get into that you just could add on to it, but it's nothing you can really use in a real fight, like taekwondo, kung fu, what else is out there? Karate. You know, they also, karate is a little bit closer, but you know, you're better off learning boxing, Muay Thai. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to get into that. But not saying those things don't have anything that you can take out, because there's a lot of MMA fighters who are karate masters. You know, and those guys are good. I wouldn't go up and start anything with them. You know, taekwondo, all that stuff. They know some things, but you know, taekwondo is mostly kicks. So, you know, all I got to do is do Muay Thai kicks to your leg and take away your weapons. And what you going to do then? You know? And a lot of karate, they train that their punches are low, you know? So you got to adjust and bring them up, where a boxer, he's already, you know, and Muay Thai, just throwing some elbows, some knees, you know? But, you know, karate's cool. You know, all those other stuff is cool. Wing Chun is pretty cool. It got some good counters in there. You know, Kung Fu got some good counters in there. It's all right. It's all right. They got some good stuff, but those 6 right there are the closest to a real fight. So, yeah, I just want to get that off my chest so you know what to look for. And if you think I don't know what I'm talking about, look it up. Look them up. Look them up. You know, as a matter of fact, what I was watching, Joe Rogan. You know, this is before, as a matter of fact, no. Bruce Lee is where I got it from. The closest to a real fight. He's agreed. The same thing. Jiu-jitsu, judo, boxing, Muay Thai, and all that stuff. That's what Jeet Kune Do is. Mixed martial arts. You know, that's exactly that Bruce Lee style. So yeah, you know, you could get into that too. You get into all that stuff, you know. But what I've just given you are the closest to a real fight, and that's what you want. So yeah, that's enough of that. I'm glad to get that off my chest. You know, just remember, when it comes to training, take it seriously. You know, take it seriously, and really have a desire to get good. There's nothing. There's no more liberating feeling besides having the Most High in your life, is knowing that, okay, you can see punches coming and counter and take somebody out that's bigger than you. It's a very liberating feeling. You feel safe, you know. There's nothing more safer and liberating than having the Most High moving for you in your life. But this is just as good, because when I was learning this MMA, before I started learning martial arts, my confidence was in that. But now that I got the information, you know, my confidence is in my God. You know, ultimately, that's where it's at. You won't even really need to fight, to tell you the truth. But it's good to know to protect yourself, because you never know what the Most High may, what the enemy may send your way. So it's good to know. But yes, I hope I was able to inspire you to learn, because it's wonderful. Oh yeah, I'll say that for the next video. But yes, all praises to the Most High, and thank you. Appreciate you.